This segment of the news has been brought to you by Sun Oil Limited.
Welcome back. Homes in the government's new Pinecrest subdivision in southwestern New Providence will be available for home buyers by next month. Minister of Housing JoBeth Colby-Davis revealing as much to parliamentarians in the House of Assembly today as debate began on a resolution to transfer parcels of land to the Ministry of Housing for the purpose of providing new dwellings for persons of moderate means. During her contribution to debate, Minister Colby-Davis says the government's blueprint for change committed to a new day in empowering Bahamians through home ownership, and that for many Bahamians seeking to become homeowners, a new dawn is blooming.
And it gives me great satisfaction to advise this honorable House that the first set of homes in Pinecrest will be available in May of 2022. Not 23, 2022, and the pictures on our billboard are not from Google. They're renderings from our architects, okay? That's the real deal. That's how the houses will look when they are completed. So this is no pie in the sky promise here. The process was done the right way from start to finish, and we were able to deliver in record time. And this is a remarkable accomplishment for the Department of Housing.
Back in January of this year, ground was broken for the first phase of the housing initiative by the Davis-led administration. Minister Colby-Davis at the time said that more than 100 Bahamians would benefit from this initiative. Today, the minister also addressed concerns while hitting back at critics' comments that surfaced in recent weeks regarding building codes. Minister Colby-Davis says her department is aware of inaccurate information in the public domain. However, she says the Pinecrest subdivision features homes that are built at the highest standard, even surpassing recommended standards. She adds that there are no cutting corners.
Well, let me just make it clear. The technology we are using at Pinecrest is also being used in Old Fort Bay, also being used in Lightfoot Key, being used all over the entire Bahamas by renowned contractors. It is stronger than framing up and pouring concrete. We are pouring concrete in blocks that is aligned with steel vertically and horizontally. Okay, so that's tied in to the home stronger. And the PSI requirement of the Ministry of Works is 2,500. Our PSI at Pinecrest is 3,000. And that's approved by the Ministry of Works, okay? We don't need people to be inspecting our homes who ain't qualified to inspect.
Seconding the resolution, Member of Parliament for South Beach, the constituency in which the new subdivision lies, commended the minister for answering the dream of home ownership for many Bahamians. Minister Colby-Davis says over the course of the next 5 years, hundreds of Bahamian families will know what it means to move into a home of their own, thanks to the hard work of the teams at the Ministry of Transport and Housing, who are fully committed to making it happen. Meantime, State Minister for the Public Service, Pia Glover-Roll, heavily criticized the former minister-led administration today during her contribution in the lower chamber to a housing resolution for the Pinecrest subdivision in southwestern New Providence, charging that the former minister-led administration didn't build one single home during their time in office.
What prevented certain people in a past administration from building one home in over 4 years? Well, that's a rhetorical question, Mr. Deputy, and any answers they could muster probably wouldn't matter at this stage. We aren't here to dwell on the past failures. We're focused on the bright future of a new day.
The Golden Gates MP adds that she's pleased to be a part of this administration who's creating generational wealth, adding that everyone deserves to have the feeling of owning a brand new home.
You can find a number of studies like the one done by Boston College and the MacArthur Foundation to indicate how poor quality housing and residential instability lead to poor behavioral outcomes for lower income children. Affordable housing has also been shown to have a positive impact on adjacent property values, crime levels and business activity. That is not to mention the impact of home ownership on the equity of the homeowner and how the inheritance of a home is one of the first steps towards generational wealth creation for upwardly mobile people from lower income families.
The first set of homes in the Pinecrest subdivision will be ready in May, according to the housing minister. The official opposition, while noting that they support the resolution, particularly when it comes to all Bahamians having a yearning to own a piece of the proverbial rock, opposition leader Michael Pintard called into question non-public disclosure for the new Pinecrest subdivision for residents, also questioning flooding and other issues.
We would have heard when this administration came to office a detailed disposition on the Prospect Ridge initiative and the reasons why that development ought not to have happened. What is interesting about that is that as we present the resolution today with respect to this project, which is well on its way, that one would think that in the interest of ensuring the empowerment of these residents and in the interest of saying to this public, this is how you do it, that this resolution and the site plan that has been included would have been accompanied by several other documents.
He adds, however, what they would like for some help so that they would know that they are supporting a project that is in all aspects well thought out, well planned, and have met all the necessary protocols, having checked the appropriate boxes. The Ministry of Works has identified electric vehicles to address a vehicle shortage, according to Works and Utilities Minister Alfred Sears on Wednesday, on the sidelines of a focus group to update the country's building code. This is all in an effort to advance the deployment of renewable energy in the Bahamas.
A cabinet paper came to me we need vehicles. We have a shortage of vehicles. And a request came for me to go to cabinet to get an additional $1.2 million for vehicles. I sent the paper back. I said every vehicle that we purchase, as much as possible, must be electric vehicles.
He adds that a team of engineers at the ministry is now designing charging stations for those electric vehicles, adding that the intention is to make those stations solar powered.
We don't want them to just go and connect into the normal PEC. So we have asked that charging garage, which will be powered by solar energy, be constructed.
Prime Minister Philip Davis also announced today that at the Caribbean Renewable Energy Forum in Miami, Florida, that the government's also transitioning the government fleet to electric vehicles and retrofitting government buildings with renewable energy components. And in a world where so many women struggle in silence with infertility, a local activist is seeking to break the stigma while providing a place of comfort, communication, and information to others. In an interview with Jcn News, Vandira Carey reveals why this day is so important to women like herself.
It's a very passionate area of mine, having struggled with infertility for nearly 6 years before conceiving my first child. And during that period, it would have also involved 2 miscarriages. And so I did not have the support I needed during that time.
Ms. Carey explains that some of the factoring challenges dealing with infertility is the lack of moral support in these vulnerable.
It's the fact that there is not enough support. Women need a strong network of other women who've either experienced infertility or are currently undergoing it, coping with it, and are able to support them. And we don't really have that locally here. There's a more stronger network worldwide. Canada has infertility workshops every year. They have quite a number of support groups, so does the United States. But locally, we don't have it here. Locally, a lot of people get their help or they overcome infertility and then they close the door. They just close the door behind them, and it's still a taboo issue.
She also shed some light for those who may want to join the cause from both local and international partners throughout the year.
There is help internationally. There are 1 or 2 support groups that I am a part of. And like I said, I am familiar with some of the clinics that are available worldwide, persons who've went there, persons who are successful. Also, we intend to launch a conference in the upcoming months that would provide an exhibition as well that would host doctors and persons from clinics worldwide. Barbados Infertility Clinic is on board as well. And we will have a lot of information to share. So I can be reached on Instagram. My Instagram handle is my name, Vandira Carey, or you can reach me through the support group Instagram page, and that's Faith and Fertility Keys. You can reach me through any of those portals.
Well, that does it for news this evening. Once again, I'm Leah Cooper, and from all of us here at Jcn News, have a wonderful evening, everyone.
This segment of the news has been brought to you by Sun Oil Limited.